Hello and welcome back to my channel, you guys. I am Sassy and today we're diving into the second day of this weekly theme. If you guys are not up to date, this week we have a theme of affordable eyeshadow palettes that I personally love. Today I had a little step back because I thought this was one of my favorite palettes, but it actually turned out that it's one of like the worst palette that I have ever tried in my life. I used to use this palette so much last year in 2017 and to me it was just like so good, but now that I used it again I'm like, is it really a favorite? I'm gonna let you know a little bit more in depth on when we start the tutorial. If you guys are interested on this little palette, make sure you guys stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notifications because this whole entire week we're posting videos of affordable palettes that I like. Anyways babes, let's get right into it. Okay, first thing first, you guys, I have the APHRODITE eyeshadow palette. This eyeshadow palette brings 18 different colors. That is so a Shophush, but today we're using this palette because I honestly thought this palette was like a babe to me, but we're gonna find out that some things could change over time. So anyways, I'm starting with the first shade on this palette, which is called Romance. As you can see, I'm sorry guys, this palette is like deteriorated just because I have used it so many times. Back in the days it was a babe, I'm telling you. I don't know what happened to this palette, but anyways, we're starting with the first shade, Romance. I'm gonna be adding this all over the crease, from the middle of the crease all the way out, and just blending it in all the way in to the crease, to the inner crease. And as you guys know, I love to pat on the color first and then blend in, so that's what I'm doing now. Next, I'm gonna go in with a shade Flirt, and this is more like a very nice pink shade. One thing I gotta say, you guys, about these shadows is that they don't look the same when you apply it on the eyes. I'm not sure why, like they kind of changed the color, kind of like oxidized a little bit, but I feel like that's my fault because I usually prep my eyes first and leave the concealer wet, and I think that can mess up with the shadow sometimes. Anyways, moving on, I'm adding the shade Flirt, and I'm gonna be adding this right on top of that Romance shade and just start blending those little by little, kind of creating a gradient effect. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and start adding the shade Blushing, and this I'm gonna add it on the far out just to kind of once again create that gradient effect. You definitely want to take very light hand with this shades and make sure you take your time blending, which is why I found out that these shades you need time to blend. They're a little harder to work with, especially if you're not good at blending shades. These definitely take a little bit more time. Anyways, now we're gonna go on with some shimmer shades. I'm gonna add the shade Love, and I'm gonna be adding this on the far out of the eyelid, just like on the outer parts, and I'm just gonna blend that in towards the inner of the lids. So next shimmer that I'm using is the shade Beauty, and this one I'm gonna add it just on the middle of the eyelid. The last shade that I'm adding is the shade Crush, and I'm gonna be adding that on the very inner part of the lids. And of course, I'm just using a very precise brush to kind of create this illusion of a cut crease without having to do a cut crease, and it actually look really pretty. Of course, these shades are some of my favorite ones, the shimmer ones, not the matte so much. I'm also taking the shade Tease, and this is one of the lightest shimmer on the palette, and I'm gonna be adding that onto the inner tear duct. Now, as always, you guys know I love to go on to the lower lash. Per usual, I like to finish off the eyes before I go to the face. So what I'm doing is applying a little bit of the shade Lost from the palette. I'm at first adding it very close to the lash line, and then I'm taking a little thicker brush to blend that in and smudge it a little bit, just a little tiny bit. I don't want to overdo it too much, and this is as simple as it's gonna get. Okay, I'm adding a little bit of black liner on my waterline, and of course gotta go ahead and add some lashes to make this look even more poppin'. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the face. I had to do my eyes as a voiceover, you guys, just because I would take so long explaining everything that it gets annoying. I understand. So now whatever, let's go on to the face. I'm starting with this Kayleen Bulgarian Rose makeup primer. I'm gonna use this as an oil base, and this is actually an oil based primer. I'm just gonna use this because my face is a little dry, a little too much. I'm gonna blend that in. Say hello to my new pimples. They're huge. These are my first 2 pimples of 2019. That's because my period is about to come. And for foundation, I'm gonna go in with this JayManuelBeauty Foundation medium filter number 2. Not sure. Looks like this. Whoa, this turned like so orange. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. Oh my god, I look like an Oompa Loompa right now. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and add a little bit of this MakeupRevolution foundation sticks, just because this foundation looks absolutely horrible. Like, it's so bad, you guys. So I'm just gonna try to fix this up a little bit. This is so weird. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to blend that into the skin and see how it works out. You guys, it's so weird. The foundation is not sticking on this area. This was like the worst combination I ever done in my entire life. It's so bad, oh my god. But definitely the MakeupRevolution foundation make it look a little tiny bit better, but that was a badass idea. This is absolutely horrifying, like really bad. I'm also gonna go ahead and take this Makeup Revolution foundation stick in the shade F17 just to contour a little bit. Yo, this foundation is so weird. It's doing something so rare. I really, you guys, do not recommend this at all. This is like probably, that is so bad. Oh my god, never in my life. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and blend in the contour using a sponge. I feel like it gives more of an airbrush finish, which I really like. The other foundation here is just making everything look absolutely shit. I'm also taking this blush palette by Morphe, you guys. I'm gonna apply this blush which is called Beat, and I'm just gonna apply that right on the top of my cheeks. It's such a pretty blush, and I might have applied just a little bit too much. There are certain foundations that keep giving me just like a lot of itch around this area, like my nose and the top of my lips. Is so freaking weird. Never really had those problems till like certainly I'm like reaching out for like very different foundations, and it's just like, ooh, what is going on? And I'm also going to take the JayManuelBeauty setting powder. This is a medium filter powder, and this definitely look a little too yellow for me, but we're still gonna try. Yeah, that's really yellow. I'm really not into banana powders, you guys. Not at all. Like the yellow overlook, I feel like this is more for like a darker skin tone, so they don't look too like white cast. When you use a banana powder, it looks so much better, but for my skin tone, this just doesn't work. Oh, that is just horrifying. Jesus Christ, these products are so bad. I do love their lipsticks, you guys, though. The lipsticks are really nice. Their lip liner is like one of my favorite ones ever. But first, I'm going to use a little bit of this Tarte Ready Set Radiant Setting Spray, which I'm probably going to regret this, but because the spray is so bad, but I'm going to try anyways. This is what I don't like either about it. It gives you this big ass drops, and it just like fucks up the whole thing. But it's such a good spray, to be honest. Like the way it makes your foundation look, it's so good. Oh my god. I'm also gonna go in with this FentyBeauty Pastel Baby highlighter. Looks like this, super freaking cute. And I'm gonna add a little bit of highlight. And if you guys know me, you guys know I love to look freaking dewy as hell. I cannot believe we made this foundation work. Like it looks not so bad now, but it's still really bad. Powder is also really bad, you guys. Like the way it's set on the side, it's so ugly. Okay, you guys, so for the lips, I went in with this Gorgeous Cosmetics lip liner in the shade Burly Dare. This is one of their lip pencils. For a lip gloss, I use this FentyBeauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fussy. It's such a beautiful baby pink gloss, and it's absolutely amazing. It like kind of made this whole entire look just boom, honey, here we are. Anyway, my love, thank you so much for watching. This is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had so much fun creating this look. It's super simple, super easy, but more dramatic. You guys know this whole entire week we are going to be using affordable palettes. And of course, if you have not checked out yesterday's video, make sure you do. I'll link it somewhere here. Stay tuned. Make sure you guys subscribe. Thumb up this video if you enjoyed it. If not, that's totally fine. But till next time, make sure you watch my other videos.